Alright, hey everyone, my name is Jeremy Osborn, and I'm a co-founder of the climate organization 350.org that does climate change campaigning all over the world. Nuxar asked me to jump in by video to talk to you all today, and happy to do it. I'm based here in New York City. I wish I could be with you all in Georgia. Nuxar has told me a lot about it, and sounds like a beautiful place. But travel being what it is, and time zones being quite difficult from New York to Georgia, I am recording this. It's morning of April 20th, and I understand that you guys will be watching this on the 22nd, Earth Day, and you're getting out for celebrating that day, which is fantastic. So thanks for doing that, and I hope you put it into action after you all end your gathering here today. Without much ado, I wanted to walk you all through a few things that we've been working on at 350.org. Climate change is a massive problem. It's society-wide. It affects us all, and so one of our big things at 350.org has been experimenting, trying different things, seeing what works, and not one solution for everyone. I think part of the beauty of the global climate movement is that we're all in it together, and we tackle the problem in different ways. But I know you guys have actually participated in a bunch of stuff that 350.org has done, and so thank you for that. And it's been an incredible journey, and we hope to do more of it with you. So the first thing that I wanted to start out with was the negotiations around climate change. Probably a lot of you have been following the United Nations process that's trying to address climate change. We really went after that in a big way as our sort of coming out as an organization. The first big thing we did was in 2009, and it was right before the big UN summit in Copenhagen. And at that time, the negotiators were talking a lot about political realities, what could get done politically between all these countries. And they weren't talking so much about the scientific realities, what actually needs to be addressed if we're going to tackle climate change head on and really provide a safe future for all of us where we can thrive. So we went at it with the view that people all over the world really believe that the United Nations should be tackling the science and what's actually needed, and not what is politically feasible at the moment. So we started with this number 350, and 350 is a scientific data point. It's the parts per million of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, where any level above that number is unsafe for the world going forward. And that's an incredibly important fact because we are above that number. We're at around 394 right now. And so that shapes a lot of our view of how we address this problem at 350.org. It means that climate change is a present problem. It's happening here, now, to us. It's not something for our grandchildren. It's not something for the future. It is a present threat. And it also means that the scale of the change required is massive. It's a big job, and there's no getting around that. And if that is what's needed, then that's how we want to address the problem. We want to tackle it at the scale at which it's happening. So those were our sort of founding principles, and I think a lot of people felt the same way that first day in 2009. Probably a lot of you in the room may have been a part of that, and thank you for participating. It was quite a beautiful day. We had over 5,000 actions happening in almost every country on Earth, and it was one of the most diverse, creative days. Some of the crazy ideas that came up were amazing, and I think it really demonstrated the breadth, the scale of the global climate movement in a way that hadn't been done before. It was incredibly powerful. Unfortunately, it wasn't as powerful for the negotiations. We moved a lot of negotiators. We moved a lot of countries into a better place, but not necessarily the ones that were making the deals. And so Copenhagen ended up being a sort of flop. Not a lot happened. And the UN negotiations have been hard ever since. We've been tracking them and we've been organizing events around them. But again, with this principle that we've had to try everything we possibly can, after Copenhagen, we really decided that we would be trying other things as well. So one of those things came about in 2011 and was a big opportunity here in the United States, where I am. There's a pipeline project proposed from the tar sands in Alberta, Canada, down to the Gulf of Mexico in the United States to pump oil out of these sands in Canada, mostly on First Nations, Indigenous peoples' land, and then pipe it through a lot of private property in the United States down to the Gulf of Mexico, where it would then be refined and exported. It's a bad idea on many levels, all the way from the extraction of the oil, which is destroying livelihoods and destroying ecosystems in Canada, and the transportation through this massive pipeline all the way down through the United States, which could go through a massive aquifer that supplies a lot of water to a lot of the people in the Midwest U.S., and going through a lot of people's land and oil companies taking that land for their own private gain. Needless to say, a lot of people didn't like that, and they were organizing around it for a long time, actually, but right around the summer of 2011, it came up that President Obama needed to sign a letter of national interest saying that the pipeline was in the United States' national interest to cross the border from Canada and then pump all this tar sands oil down to the Gulf of Mexico. So that was kind of a crucial point, and we decided to seize on it and jumped in with all of these allies who had been organizing for a long time and really tried to play a supporting role and build up that voice so that the president could hear. And Bill McKibben, the author and writer who works with 350.org, actually started this on his own and really went out in front and said, you know what, I'm going to go to the White House and get arrested, and I'm going to demonstrate the lengths to which I'm willing to go in order to stop this pipeline. And it's something that the climate change movement has done a lot in the past few years, but very localized and not on a mass scale. And so Bill was really trying to go for the mass scale, getting people in front of the White House. And it worked. He and allies organized over 1,200 people to step up in front of the White House and get arrested for this pipeline and saying that it was not in our national interest. And it was a incredible organizing effort, and really, I think, showed the politicians in the United States that our movement was willing to go to great lengths in order to demonstrate our resolve, our strength, and our power. So it was kind of a turning point in the Keystone fight, I think. It was very exciting, and about 3 weeks later, 350.org as an organization jumped in and helped pitch in with a lot of allies to organize over 12,000 people to ring the White House and sort of push Obama gently this time, not getting arrested, but it was a rally and a demonstration and a demonstration for hope that Obama would do the right thing on this pipeline project, and he did. He decided that the pipeline was not in the national interest. So it was a big victory for us, and a much needed victory in the climate movement as a whole. I think the United States holds a lot of sway in terms of how the world is addressing global climate change. And so the ability for us to influence the president and really move that project and demonstrate the power of our movement, I think can help a lot of us and help shape the terms of the debate around the world. So that was exciting. It is an ongoing fight. Parts of the pipeline are going forward, which is terrible. But we, along with the allies that we've found in this fight and who have been leading on the project from the beginning, are continuing that fight and continuing to push back on the pipeline. In the meantime, we're opening the floodgates, opening to broader work on climate change as a whole. You know that we can stop one pipeline from the Alberta tar sands, but that's not going to get us back to 350 parts per million. So we are looking larger scale, I guess you could say. And that includes all of you. One of the things that I want you all to know is this big global day of action that's coming up real fast, about 2 weeks away now, on May 5th, the 5th of May. And it's all about climate change here and now. It's called Connect the Dots, and it's focused on climate impacts. And some of you may have seen the invitation letter or been to our website recently and seen what's going on. But basically what it is trying to show the world that climate change is here right now, that it's affecting people around the world, and that we're doing something about it, that we're not just passive victims, that we are organizing our communities, we are building solutions from the ground up, and we are petitioning for large-scale government solutions as well. That organizing is well underway. I am willing to bet Nugzar has some plans in the works, so if he hasn't told you already, I'm sure you guys will be hearing about what is in store for Georgian organizing on climate change for Climate Impacts Day. But it is going to be an incredibly exciting day, and really I think bringing people together around the world is so powerful. And I had the pleasure of joining Nugzar in Turkey in 2010, and just the act of getting people together in the same room and talking about these big issues was incredibly powerful, and can be in the same way, I think, with these organizing projects, bringing people together in their own communities and then sharing the stories, the photos, the videos, everything that comes out of it, so that we can understand how we all fit together into a huge global movement. If you guys go on the blog, you'll see some of the ideas already moving. I don't know if you all are connected to the folks organizing in Tajikistan, but they just sent in a great action photo the other day. They were up on a glacier that used to be a massive mountain glacier, and they had a huge photo of it, how it used to look. And they were standing in the same place where that photo was taken, and you can see the massive melt that has happened to that glacier. And it's tragic. It's incredibly sad. That water is incredibly important, especially for that region, and they know it. It's also really exciting and really powerful to see them connecting the dots and making the link between climate change and these glaciers, their water source, going away. So I think that's the kind of thing that this day is going to be all about. It's going to be great. I really hope you guys will participate. And I think with that, I will close it out. Good luck with the rest of your day. It should be fantastic. It's beautiful here in New York. I hope the weather holds for you all and that you're getting outside and celebrating as well as watching this video inside. But thank you all so much for listening, and thanks for being involved. And don't hesitate to jump on 350.org or talk to Nugzar or other organizers who are there today about how you can be involved. All right, take care.